John can bake 3 cupcakes in an hour. Peter can bake 5 cupcakes in an hour. John has 8 more cupcakes than Peter. If they start baking at the same time, how many hours later will Peter have 8 more cupcakes than John? So if we first analyze this question, we would have noticed that someone already has an advantage over the other person at the beginning. And from that sentence, we can tell that John is the one who already has the advantage. Okay, so for this question, I will use this word advantage a lot, especially for this part. So at the beginning, John has an advantage of 8 more cupcakes than Peter. Now, and they're going to start baking at the same time. All right. So how many hours later will Peter have 8 more than John? So notice that later on, in the end, we want Peter to be more than John, even though John already got the advantage at first. Okay. So that means Peter has to achieve 2 things. All right. Peter will have to achieve catching up with John first. Let me write that down. Okay, so in order for him to achieve this target, he first needs to be able to catch up with what John has later on. Okay, to catch up with someone means you want to, there will be a point in time whereby you have baked the same number of cupcakes as the other person. Okay, so he need to first catch up with John. Now, secondly, he do not just want to catch up with John, but he also wants to overtake John by another 8 cupcakes. So he's very greedy. Okay, Peter is very greedy. Not only he wants to catch up with John, but in the end, he wants to overtake John by 8 more cupcakes, even though John already got the advantage at first. Okay, so we need to first find out what are the total number of cupcakes Peter will need to overcome in order for him to be able to achieve these 2 things. All right, so I have a diagram here to explain to you. So over here, I have John and Peter. It's going to be like a bar graph. Okay, so for John, because I know John already have 8 more than Peter at first. So this is the beginning, a difference of 8. Peter has at the start 0, John has 8 more. Okay, now, so difference at first will just be 8 cupcakes, all right? This is what we understand from here. Now, but like I said, later on, Peter need to have 8 more. This guy must have 8 more than him. So in order for that to happen, he first need to overcome this original difference of 8 cupcakes. That means he needs to try to catch up a total of 8 cupcakes. Okay, he must try to bake 8 more cupcakes than John. Because he wants to have another 8 more than John, that means I need to let him go up further by baking another extra 8. So can you see he needs to catch up by this original 8 difference first, then followed by another extra 8 cupcakes in order for him to achieve his target over here. So this is the catching up part. They are the same in the end, catch up. Then this is the overtaking. Okay, so this will act like my reason 1. This is like my reason 2. Which means that the total he needs to catch up by, we call this total difference in the end, will be 8 plus 8. That means all together, at the end, you need Peter to bake 16 more than John in order for him to achieve this target over here. Okay, so if you're confused with this, you can just think of it as total to catch up, total to bake, total to overcome. All right, so this is also the extra that Peter needs to make as compared to John. Now, but remember, because they're baking at the same time, okay? So in every 1 hour, John is baking 3, Peter is baking 5. Okay, so think about, do you think 1 hour is enough for Peter to catch up by a total of 16 cupcakes? Okay, so I would think not, because in 1 hour, when they are both baking at the same time, we notice that Peter can always bake 2 more cupcakes than John in the same 1 hour. So we call this difference in 1 hour, or you can call it extra in 1 hour, which is 5 minus 3. So you see, every 1 hour, Peter managed to catch up by an extra 2 cupcakes. But all together, remember we said he needs to catch up by a total of 16 cupcakes. He needs to overcome difference. He needs to bake 16 more cupcakes than John. how many hours will take him. So that's our last step, our time taken, which will be 16 divided by 2. And that also means within the 8 hours, he can bake extra 16 cupcakes as compared to the other person in order to overcome this original difference of 8 and also to overcome the extra 8 that he wanted to overtake. Okay, so that will be 8 hours.